Hello, scrappy people. Welcome to another episode of Out with the Old, In with the New. This is the series where I share all the creations that I made with my kit the month before, talk a little bit about my thoughts about my previous month's worth of scrapbooking, as well as talk about my plans for this coming month and show how I'm setting up my kit, what's working for me and what isn't working for me, and basically just my scrappy plans for the month. So let's get started by sharing these projects, some of which you may have already seen and some of which you may not have seen. So I'm going to work my way backwards. So this is my most recently created page. This was a very easy page. I sat down off camera and cut out all of these little gingerbread houses. I thought they were super cute and I was just waiting for something. So I just grabbed a piece of patterned paper from the kit and my scissors and just cut a whole bunch of them while I was waiting. Then I had these gingerbread houses and I wasn't sure what I was going to do with them, but I did know that I had lots of pictures of gingerbread houses over the years. So I grabbed this picture, which is of one of my kids' gingerbread houses from 2021. And I printed it out pretty small because my thought was that I would make this layout look like some shelves that were holding a bunch of gingerbread houses. And so I just ran some strips of pattern paper, some pom-pom trim, which came from the frames in the kit. And then I just kind of made my little cluster over here. Very, very simple. And my title, which comes from one of the Vicky Bouton stickers, as well as the super cute Paige Evans letter stickers, and they are in that gold foiled red color. Love, love, love that. I sprinkled some gold sprinkles just to make it look a little bit less plain and added a little patch of pattern paper here and another little patch of pattern paper here. Added a couple of staples and called it a day. This one was super fun and easy. It's a really great way to showcase a photo that maybe you don't have a huge story around. I mean, every year we make gingerbread houses. There's not a whole lot else to say. I'm a firm believer in pictures telling my stories for me. And so, we made gingerbread houses that year. That's all we have to say. We make them almost every year, and almost every year they look almost the same. So there's no real need to tell a big story unless if something interesting happened one year, which sometimes that does happen. And then I'll do a more elaborate layout about it. This is my page that I created based off of this sketch. This was our monthly sketch challenge. So every month over on the MercyTiara Kit Club Facebook group, which you can check out in the links in the information section below. It's linked in my link tree. Every month I post a challenge, and this month it was a sketch challenge. And so this is what I came up with. I did not follow the sketch all that closely. My initial plan was to shrink the whole thing down and have a small little cluster with lots of of negative space, but I ended up doing it this way. So this kind of took on a life of its own as I went through the process. This one you would have seen on my channel, and this is my favorite page. This might be my favorite page in a long time, actually. I had so much fun creating the mixed media background and then lining all of these beautiful ornaments from the cut file with so many of the beautiful papers in this kit. This kit was really conducive to a cut file like this because the papers are just so pretty. Look, there's a cat hair there already. Just so many pretty papers in this kit. It was a great opportunity for me to document our tree, which changes color. So I wanted to kind of document that. Then I have a 2-page spread here. I'm doing 2-pagers a little bit more often these days, and I'm really loving it. So this is my 2-pager for this month. And there is a process video that shows how this one came together, so I don't need to talk too much about it, but I wanted it to look like an explosion bursting through the page on this side and then just torn on this side. And this documents Scott's birthday. And then this is my page that I made using a very non-conventional holiday color scheme. And of course, all those beautiful Paige Evans papers gave me ample opportunity to play around with these beautiful pastels. They're so wintry and cool and pretty. lot of fun with this one, and there is a process video on my channel for this one as well. And then this was the first one that I created with the Joy kit. And this was actually a scrap lift of my own self. So I pulled out an old layout that used the same quadrant triangle background design, and I just did a new take on it. And this documents our annual food drive that we do in our neighborhood. So it's actually super early and I am only half dressed. I have my sweatpants on from the waist down and my work clothes on from the waist up. I have a bunch of housework to do before I start working later on this morning. So I got up super early so I could film this and also get everything else done. So next I'm going to share with you what I have left over from my Joy kit. Now I have the bags here from my Celebrate kit because if you get more than one, if you get the main kit and then some add-ons, you'll usually end up with multiples of these nice thick storage bags. And so I'm going to use these to repackage my leftovers from the Joy kit. Now, oftentimes what I do at this point is I will sort my kit into scraps and figure out what I'm going to reuse and what I might not reuse, and put stickers with stickers and die cuts with die cuts and all of that. But because this was a Christmas themed kit, I'm going to keep the whole kit together, and then next year, or maybe in the summer, if I do some Christmas in July scrapping or something like that, and I want to scrapbook some holiday photos, I can just grab this whole kit and not have to go all around my stash and pull out things from all different places. So I am not de-kitting this. I'm keeping it kitted only because it's so heavily themed. My plan moving forward is to only keep kitted the ones that are heavily themed. So I had been keeping my old kits, like my used kits that have lots and lots of leftovers, in kit format in my cupboards over there. But over the past couple of weeks, I've been shifting and changing the way that I store things in my room. One of the things that I did was I de-kitted all of my old MTK kits and incorporated all of that stuff into my stash. And so now, moving forward, every month I'm going to be de-kitting, except for this month because it's heavily themed. So let's have a look at what my leftovers were. Boy, so we have the old Small But Muddy kit from the fall. I still have that. I have my 6x8" album, and I haven't done any pocket scrapping yet this season, which is another important reason for me to keep this kit together, is that I'm probably not done with it for the season even, because I do plan to go back and do maybe a December daily type. I mean, it's the 20th of December and I haven't started yet, so chances are it will not be a December daily, but it might be a little mini album or some pages in my project life. I'm not sure what exactly I'm going to do, but I'm definitely going to do some pocket scrapping of this season because I love pocket scrapping the holidays. So these are all of my full papers that I have left. After doing 7 layouts, I have this good part of this sheet of foam stickers. This was my kit planning tool, and it's helpful to kind of look through this and think about, was there anything that I planned to do that I didn't do? Was there anything that I missed or that might be able to inform me planning forward? And so I have a couple of sketches here that I didn't do. So I did that one and I did that one. I did not do this one. I wanted to do this on the star background, so I still might do this. You know what? I think I'm going to keep this kit planning tool with the kit so that if I pull this out again, I'll know some of my plans for what I wanted to do with it. So there are more of the Joy kit in the shop. So if you missed out on this and you're planning on grabbing our Celebrate kit, you can also grab one of these, a Joy kit, while you're at it. So these were 2 pieces of paper that I had an idea for and didn't want to forget, and I didn't do it. So I'll put that back in there because I like to have this sleeve. This sleeve is just a cut down one of these bags, one of these MTK bags. I like to use this for my current kit, so I will put this over here so I don't lose it. So all of these things, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, another piece of that, which is 6, 7, and 8. So we have 8 pieces of full sheets that are left. Now these files are already imported into my Silhouette Studio software, but I'm still going to keep them here just so that when I do pull out this kit to use it again, I can remember there are cut files with it, because sometimes I forget that kind of thing. Now I'm going to, in this case, just slide this pattern paper pad, the 6x8 pad, in with the kit. Typically I would put this separate, but I know I'm going to be pulling on this next for some pocket pages, so I'll keep it all together. My Small But Mighty kit is still going strong. That's from several months ago. I still have plenty of it, but at this point it's heavily fall themed, and so I'm probably not going to use it again. So I should dekit this too, but I haven't given a whole lot of thought to how I might want to do that. So I'm going to not do that quite yet, but future Out with the Old, In with the New videos might include me doing this. But for now, I will just put it aside because my next pocket pages will be holiday themed. And then there's another Small But Mighty kit that will come out in January. And so this will get me through to January. And then in January, I'll be scrapping with the new Small But Mighty kit that will not be fall themed. It will be less themed. So these are sleeves that I just keep in my little kit trolley. What do I call it? My kit caddy. So you've seen this if you've watched my other videos, but it's just basically a plastic rolly cart. So this and this sleeve will go in there. Let's have a look at the scraps that I have left. So not much of this. We have a whole full sheet of this, but the glitter paper, I still have chunks of it left. These are all good scraps that I will use, so we'll hang on to all of these. This is one of my favorite papers. It's like a low-key fave. It's kind of a highly underrated kind of a paper. Then we have more of these yummy, delicious papers. And these tags are, of course, super useful. So those are the scraps that I have. I will stick those in here as well. Then how did I do using some of these items? So I made lots of titles. I made a couple of titles with the red letters, and I think maybe at least one title with the colorful letters. I made some titles with these Vicky Boutin words. I used all of the stencils. I used this one on a page. These ones I used mostly for samples, but I also still have those samples. And I'm going to actually stick them in my kit to use them. Now, yeah, I'm going to put these in this kit only because I'm pretty sure I'm going to use it in the next couple weeks. If not, I would have put these stencils in with my stencil supplies. This thread matches so well with this kit that will keep that in place. I made tons of titles with especially the black letters. I'm always a big lover of black letter stickers, so we'll stick those in here. And again, this is just because I know I'm going to use this. These are super versatile, and I would put these in my thicker stash if not for the fact that I'm planning to use this kit very soon. We have three different sets of die cuts this month, so plenty of die cuts for this year and years to come. So those will definitely be brought forward. And then I have more of these little trees. Only I think one of them is left stitched at this point. My stencil brush, which I washed, I soaked it. The last time you saw this, it probably had stained edges, tips. I think it was stained pink. I washed it with Murphy's oil. I just put Murphy's oil in a little plastic cup, like a little tiny, about that much of it, and stuck the brush in it and just allowed it to soak up the Murphy's oil. And then I just rinsed it under the tap with water, and the brush is completely refreshed. Before I did that, the brush looked like it was ruined. It had all clumped together bristles that were really thick with the paste that came in this kit, which is right here. So there was lots and lots of this paste in the brush, but it came out really beautifully with Murphy's oil, just straight, undiluted Murphy's oil that you use to clean your floor with. These two things I'm going to put in my mixed media supplies, along with this, which is not part of the kit, but I had it out this month. I have only this left as far as pom-pom goes. I removed it from the frames. I have one frame left that has pom-poms on it, and then I have some frames here. I don't need that because it's just a back, but this frame, for example, I can still use even though I took the pom-poms off of it. I can still use this even though I took the pom-poms off, and I can use this. So I will get rid of these and keep that. I have one of the two doilies still left and lots of gold enamel dots. I kind of kept forgetting about those. I would have used them more, I think, if I had remembered them. So we'll put all of these things in my kit bag. I actually didn't use these, and I'm really sad about that. Look at how pretty these are. They're rose gold, little adorable little paper clips, and 3 of them came in the kit. And for whatever reason, I did not use them. I'm going to slip them in this little baggie with the confetti pieces. Just like so. Tons of confetti left. Might use some of that in my project life. I will put this in one of my cupboards, but I'll be pulling it out again. You'll see me using this, I'm sure. So next I'm going to set up my kit caddy with my current kit, which is the Celebrate kit from MercyTiara Kits. I am going to try to sort through this now. Scott had it to take photos because we literally just released this kit. I've been up since 4 a.m. We were making kits at 4 a.m. We had made a bunch of kits last night, but we decided to go to bed and get up early and make the rest of them. And so, yeah, it's super, super early right now, and my kit is a mess from Scott having taken photos, but that is all right. I just need to get myself sorted here. So I will encourage you to watch the kit unboxing video if you're interested in the details of what comes in the Celebrate kit from MercyTiara Kits. But what I'm going to do right now is set up my kit caddy. I keep in the bottom, I keep non-kit cardstock. So this ends up being, and I do like to go through it each month just to make absolutely sure that it's kit cardstock that I might actually use, because I don't want this to get all filled up with tons of cardstock that I probably won't use. So I probably won't use this month. It doesn't go with the colors, but craft and white and cream and black. This I might put back in with my Christmas kit. This is a leftover piece of cardstock from another kit. And black. These are all nice neutrals, so I'll hang on to these and I'll put these back in my bottom section. The next section holds full-size pieces of paper and cardstock. So we have cardstock in this kit. This one came with this one had a cardstock add-on, so I have all of that. And for some reason, I have 3 pieces of the sparkle, the glitter cardstock, which I'm not going to use all 3. I'll put that back in the warehouse for a warehouse grab bag sale or something. But we did double check all of the kits, and they all seem to have the right amount of cardstock, so we must have gotten an extra sheet. But I have here all of the cardstock, so that can go in this second from the bottom tier, right there. Then I also have all of the papers. So this is all the uncut papers, which I haven't used the kit yet, so it's all of them. I have the extra pattern paper add-on. So there's 2 of each of 12 sheets of paper. So that means there's a total of 24 here. That will go in, and what I like to do is put it in a little sleeve here that has a piece of chipboard in it. That will keep it nice and sturdy and relatively upright. It won't go flopping down too much. It flops a little bit, but when I put it in here, this is where I park it. The wall of this bookshelf here holds everything upright so it doesn't flop down over time or anything. So next we have our little dish that I like to keep my MercyTiara confetti mixes in. We have white, pink, turquoise, and black, as well as silver snowflakes and blue snowflakes. So this is the only thing that does not go in my Kit Caddy. I will keep this on my desk so that I can access it pretty easily. I do hang on to my packaging for this because at the end of the month I will pour the confetti back into this and keep it on hand to dip into for any other projects. I'll put this ribbon in one of these little compartments on the top. We have 2 sets of die cuts. One came in the add-on and one came in the main kit. So I'll put those in the top of my Kit Caddy. So we'll put these right here. So I think I'll also put these 2 in the top part. I like most of my things to be out of the packaging so that I can access it easily and not be hindered by fiddling with packages and whatnot when I'm in the middle of my creative process. So I'll put these, actually they're not gonna fit in there very well, so I'll put these in here. Along with these, do I need a sleeve for these? It doesn't look like they're gonna pop out. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll just roll a strip of washi tape just to hold some of these in place so they don't start to pop out. After you take a couple out, or especially if you take one out and then change your mind again, they can start to fall out. So that will just keep those stuck in place. I have these stickers, and I have these and these, which I do need to repackage, so why don't I do that? So I use these Owl Pack open end 2mm 6x12 inch bags, which I can't find anymore. So I do have some in a box down in the basement that I'm going to find someplace, and when I do find them, we'll put them up on the shop. I need another bag myself, but we'll also put some up in the shop. I don't know when that's gonna happen. So I'll take all of these 6x12 inch sticker sets as well as these 2 smaller sticker sets, them in the middle tier, which is, no, I'll put them in the second tier from the top because this is where I keep my stickers. This one stays empty for now because it's where I keep my scraps. I haven't used this kit yet, so I have no scraps. So we'll keep that reserved for scraps. We have a 6x8 inch paper pad that I'll be using for pocket scrapping. So I'll just put it in this little pocket where I keep pocket scrapping supplies. It's all by itself. Typically I have cut cards or any like little alphas or my Small But Mighty supplies in here. But my Small But Mighty supplies, as I mentioned, are heavily fall themed, so I'm not going to be using them this month. So I will keep this here, and as the month progresses, I might get other little things that are appropriate size to put in here as well. These stencils I am so looking forward to using. I'm putting them right here in the top of my caddy, and they will fit, as you can see. They will barely fit. But I want to talk about these pieces right here because they're very pretty, and so is this. And I think I'm going to keep this packaging, and I'm going to put it in with my scraps actually, because I can see this being really handy. I could punch some shapes out of this. I could use it for die cutting, and it's just overall really nice. It looks like mixed media, so it's very nice. And the same with that. So put that in with my scraps. So for once, my scraps have a head start. That leaves us with a couple of different things here. So we have our mixed media supplies that go with the stencil, and you could use this with the stencil, or you could also use other things with the stencil. So this is Bo Bunny glitter paste. The color is sugar, and it basically looks like, I think it looks like snow. It's very, very pretty. I did a sample last night when I did the unboxing, and this is how it dries on white. So it definitely gives it a very glistening, snowy kind of look. And then this is it on black. So it has more of a galaxy look when it's spread out thin on black, but then when it's chunked up on black, you get this kind of a look. It doesn't look all that great actually chunked up on black. But I think that this would look especially nice, and I would apply it with my fingertip if I were doing this. I think that it would add a glistening, sparkly look to anything. So you could rub this over, a thin coat over anything to give it a glistening kind of a look. You could use it sparingly to add glittery trim to things, or just kind of glob it on pretty thick if you want it to look chunky and snowy. So I'm going to have fun playing with this month. I'm going to keep both of these samples in my little kit caddy, and I'll also show you where I keep my glitter paste. So I'll be keeping that. It fits perfectly in one of these holes if you don't have samples in it, but there we go. So it fits perfectly in there. Now we also have these two tools that I'm really looking forward to playing around with this one and making some patterns in my glitter paste. One of the ideas that I have for the glitter paste is to potentially take a little bit, put it on a palette, and mix it with some colored media so that you could get a color other than white out of this. Because it is white, it should mix fairly well with other things and still have the glitter. And so I'm going to play around with that, and I will share my process so that you can know whether that's an option for this product or not. Like, see how it turns out. I'll put these tools in the caddy as well. I just stuck them right there. And then instead of the big pieces of paper that I had last month that included the kit planning tool, like ideas that I have this smaller one because it comes included in the MTK newsletter. So what I'm going to do is write down a few of the ideas that I have already for this month. I want to use some of these journaling prompts in particular. So this one has a scrapbook about each family member's nickname. I want to do that this month. And people in your life who you only see this time of year. So I want to also remind myself to take pictures. I don't necessarily have any ideas of layouts at this point, at least not yet, although I do have one idea with that lined paper. I want to kind of cut it kind of jaggedy, kind of like this maybe, or maybe lower than that. Like that maybe. Very rough, but I don't want to forget this idea. I had it as I was kitting up. There we go. Could have done this with pencil. It probably would have worked better. That's my only real idea. If I have some journaling to do, I'll pull this out and do my draft journaling on there. Techniques to try. I want to tools and items in my stash that I want to use this month. So this is the next thing that I want to think about is my stash. And here's a color palette that will help me with the stash. I'm going to go to my inks and I'm going to pick some that go with this. So just based on the ink pad cover, which is not always an exact match, but they're pretty close. And also I find that these labels are pretty close as well. So I have come up with these 4 colors of distress inks that look like they go pretty well with this kit. These 4 colors right here. And then I came up with these 3 colors of Stampin' Up! Inks that go pretty well with this kit. My stencil brush from last month also fits nicely in there. And look, so do these. So this whole thing can sit on my desk and remind me that I want to use those items this month. And then I'm also going to put these inks for stamping in right here so that I can remember which items I want to use. I have some relationship stamps here that I might want to use. This one, celebrating friendship, the good old days, thank you for being a friend. How about that one? And this one is called Come Together. So we'll keep those stamp sets out. This one is about connect. It was in my growth category. Of course, my stamps aren't going anywhere. I can pull them out and access them if in the moment I decide that I need to tell a story about something. But these are my picks for stamp sets that I might want to incorporate this particular month that work well with this kit. So I will put these. Do they fit like that? They do, so I'll put them just like that. And then I might want to think about whether there are any tools that I want to use. The stars, yeah. Let's use the stars this month. Celebratory, right? There's lots of stars in here already. Hi, Editing Tracy here. Unfortunately, this is all I have left of this video. This video was filmed at a weird time in between me upgrading a couple of different items in my room for technology, and somehow I lost some of the footage. I know that this Out with the Old, In with the New was quite a bit longer than some of the other ones. That's because I am changing my process. As you saw, I'm trying to really work on bringing in items from my stash and incorporating it with my kit, particularly tools, so stamps, punches, dies, and that kind of thing. And I will let you know how it went at the end of the month when I do my next Out with the Old, In with the New, which is actually usually happens mid-month. I'm just a little bit behind on my schedule this month. So anyhow, I hope that you have a really great month for scrapbooking. I've already worked with the Celebrate kit twice, and I also have some Project Life videos that are coming up for you as well. So I hope that you're having a great beginning to your new year, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Here are some of the places where you can reach me on social media and our Kit Club website as well. I hope you all have a really great scrappy week. Take care. Bye-bye.